What's up, guys? It's your man Chef back in for another video. Today we're talking about basically America and how Americans act and react to situations, and how the movie, I don't want to say The Purge, Terminator, all these end day movies and stuff. Not Terminator, I forgot the movie I was going to miss, not Terminator though. There's a lot of end time movies that seem similar to the plot of 2020, seem like it's something off a movie script. But it really is ridiculous, and I'm just here to point out some of those inconsistencies that are in this year. One, after seeing the BLM riots, protests, the Antifa stuff, the way that they pay people from out of town to come in and make Black Lives Matter look a certain way, and therefore I denounce the organization, period, because at this point it's going to make black people as a total look bad. Antifa organization that makes all whites look like white supremacists and haters when really they're being paid in this small group of them. But it's a division on both sides. It's kind of like what The Purge, the movie, did. How the people were set to purge 20 hours. Most people were scared. A majority of people stole and robbed. They had parties, they did drugs, but they didn't do any crime like rape or murder for real. And that speaks to first world countries and how we act in society. Truth be told, when you're in a first world country and you already have food, water, good living conditions, stuff like that, you have a lot to lose. So majority of the time, you're not going to want to rape, murder, even steal, do petty theft crime, stuff like that. Majority of the time, your crime's going to be white-collar crimes. Maybe every once in a while, a little petty theft or even petty scams like fake checks, something like that. You may occasionally do some carjacking, something feel like the guy trying to get some money off the street. But your rapes and murders usually happen with people you know, or it might be some cringe phrased individual with health problems like a Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, or DC Sniper in your neighborhood once in a while. But the vast majority of people are not crazy. From what the media tells you, there's a lot of incidents that happen across the United States every day. They put on TV. You have the guy that shot a 5-year-old child. You have the George Floyd situation. You have the situation where people are beating people because they don't want to wear masks. But although the media blows up these cases and show you many cases, the truth is, out of the majority of Americans, I don't think that we have that in us. Humans do ultimately have bad tendencies and stuff like that inside of them, but a lot of us suppress them as long as things go well. The pandemic has showed that if you press multiple things on people at one time, they'll crack and they'll do things they've never done before. Think about the beginning stages of the pandemic. I know even though it was cold outside, but still murders do go on in the cold. In New York and Miami and these big cities, they were seeing a heavy decrease in murders and robberies and rapes over from March to May when the pandemic lockdowns were. That's because everybody was legitimately scared. Drug trafficking and trade went down a significant amount. Even in the city I'm from, I didn't hear that many stories about murders or anything. And usually I hear at least a couple a week or a couple shooting deaths a week. It was pretty quiet up until Memorial Day. Then, of course, the weather gets hot. I know crime goes up when the weather gets hot in most cases, especially petty crime or violent murders or random stuff like that. But still, for the most part, the fact that the United States saw a decrease in murders from that 2-month period of just having lockdowns and making people scared, that shows you that when it really comes down to it, people just want to be safe and want to keep their family safe. Now the BLM stuff happened, the Antifa stuff happened, the weather broke, the uncertainty of the second stimulus check, people realized they fucked up their money. All these factors drove people to really start having that effort. The world's going to end tomorrow mode. When people think there's something new, you have to really realize that when World War II was happening, a lot of people felt like tomorrow wasn't promised. The Cold War, especially in the 80s, a lot of people felt like there's no point in doing stuff because, we might die tomorrow from a nuclear bomb. The AIDS epidemic, people felt like, oh, well, it's okay. I won't catch AIDS as long as I do this. Or it's not real. And stuff like that. So in this 2020 time, yes, it's a big experiment, in my opinion. It's been blown out of proportion. And I think it's to see how far the human will go in his psyche. I think naturally we have that predator instinct in us. We are men like mankind. We have that survival skill. But I think that since we've been domesticated and since we're used to society, as long as they give us back the tools we need to survive and clothe and feed ourselves and live a decent life, most of us won't turn to that fight type of mode. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think a lot of this violence we're seeing, a lot of these protests and all this stuff is due to just having a lot of pressures put on us at one time? Or do you think this was always in us? I personally think that as a developed society in the last 200 to 300 years, things have gotten better with modern medicine and for other things. I think crime has decreased and the statistics show it. And that unless you press people to feel like something is going to happen soon or you put them in a tough spot, most of the time majority of murders, rapes, and robberies, for that matter, go down usually. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. It's your man, Chef from Off the Dome. I'm signing out. Peace.